In other news, tonight there's panic in Tehran as the US president issues locals with an unprecedented warning to get out immediately. It comes as both Israel and Iran vow further vengeance as the missiles rain down.
This is the moment a missile struck Iran's state media building. Shocked journalists choosing to remain on air despite earlier warnings from Israel to evacuate.
This appalling attack constitutes a blatant war crime and a direct assault on press freedom.
Iran defiant, vowing to avenge both that strike and one on a local hospital, promising to unleash the largest and most intense missile attack in Israel's history. The conflict has seen Donald Trump leave the G7 early, rushing back to the White House to convene the National Security Council in the Situation Room.
Trump has three choices. Join the war, stop the war, or don't decide. But that third option means you are kind of hostage to development.
The president earlier posting this message on Truth Social.
Simply stated, Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. I said it over and over again. Everyone should immediately evacuate Tehran.
The move sparking terror in Tehran, the streets in chaos as frightened citizens flee. Late this afternoon, Trump posting again, rubbishing claims he's about to broker a ceasefire.
It certainly has nothing to do with a ceasefire. Much bigger than that. Stay tuned.
The president further stoking rumours the US could be about to get directly involved, having already expanded its military presence in the region.
What it looks like right now is we're vigilant, we're prepared, and we've messaged consistently from the beginning that we're in the region to defend our people and our assets.
We're not just fighting our enemy, we're fighting your enemy. For God's sake, they chant, death to Israel, death to America. We're simply on their way.
The region and the world holding its breath for what comes next.
Arash Azizi is an Iranian writer who lives in the US and is here to give us his take on what's happening back in his homeland. Arash, you have family back home. You must be worried sick. What are you hearing about what's going on the ground in Tehran?
Yes, most of my extended family are in Iran, and I am really worried sick about them. I was able to get, we were as a family able to get my elderly grandma out of Tehran to the north. Some people are going to other cities around the country. Some people insist on remaining in Tehran, especially those who are, nurses or work in kind of professions that they think might be handy, if the crisis in Tehran continues. So it's a really terrible time for Iranians as a whole, and certainly people that I speak to.
Arash, what effect has Donald Trump's post had on people?
It was a terrible, inhuman post. It's really unimaginable for someone to do that. At 3 a.m. Tehran time, he called for evacuation of the city of Tehran, which has about 10 million people. Now you can imagine what does that even mean? It's really terrible. And earlier, Israeli army had published an image and warning the citizens of the area 3 of Tehran to evacuate. Equally meaningless. This is about like 400,000 people. How could they just leave? So these are really terrible, war criminal acts of declaring war on millions of people.
Well, and late today, Trump also sent a cryptic message suggesting that he's planning something much bigger than a ceasefire. What are people taking from that message?
I guess there's a positive and negative connotation. Negative, of course, could be that the U.S. is joining the war. There are some who are saying that it's clear that the U.S. is joining the war and there would be a war in the Persian Gulf and on Iran with the direct U.S. participation. The more positive one would be that it does appear that Trump is trying to, based on credible reporting, it does appear that Trump is trying to organize a meeting between his envoy, Stephen Witkoff, and Abbas Araghchi, Iran's foreign minister, to sort of a 0-hour meeting to try to find a deal that could end this madness, that could bring a ceasefire and an end to this terrible war that has been devastating both of our societies.
Arash, we appreciate your time. Thanks for talking to us.
Of course, thank you. It's great to be with you.